Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today it is a new month, the start of a new month, which means we are doing a new budget. Well, not a new budget since we are still sticking with the same numbers that we set up for quarter two, but we're refreshing. We're gonna refresh our budget for May. So I have my kits here. This is my bundle one version. It's the 6 sheets for the May budget, the weekly check-in, weekly balance. Oh, I had an extra strip for myself, that's right. Sticky funds and transaction log, savings tracker, and the variable income. And then I also have my calendar view. This is going to be in the next video, or I don't know if it's the next video, but like this is going to be in a different video to set up the monthly view together along with the dashboard, and then we're going to set up like the colors and everything too. But this is like the whole monthly view kit that I have. This is a design one. I just don't have the bill dues since I don't use them, but I'm going to set this aside. But as for our May budget, this is design 2, and I really wanted to use the picnic one. So let's just get started. I'm filming really late again because it seems to be the best time for me to film really late. But in this video, we're going to be doing the May budget together. Weekly check-ins we're going to do in a separate video. Same with our sinking funds and transaction log. Savings tracker and variable income we're going to do in this video as well. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and lay down this washi. As usually, we're just going to lay down our budget that we have. And just to kind of explain like a little bit about ourselves, we are a family of 5. It is me, my husband, myself, I think I said that. It's me, my husband, our baby, and our 2 pups that we are budgeting for. We are cashless budgeters, which means we don't use cash. We do just mainly use credit cards for everything, and that's just been what's working for us for years now. But I think I might try something different, whether next month or maybe the following month. I'm not quite sure yet. But I did ask you guys on Instagram if you guys wanted to see me use like a hybrid type situation with utilizing cash along with like the electronic stuff that we do. And a lot of you guys want to see that. So I most likely will be doing that maybe sometime soon. All right, so that is our first 2 strips. I realized I didn't even put down our income. So we always have general and then our variable. I don't know why I always call this variable because it's actually like extra, but it's too late. Let's just leave it at that. But what this really indicates is like our general is like all the funds that we have as our budget, and then our variable is just like anything extra, like for example, if we wanted to incorporate some funds from tax returns, or if we needed to add some funds from somewhere because we were short, something along the lines of that. But we end up never really putting anything in variable, so that's just there and kind of like a placeholder at this point. And then I also didn't fill it in. Okay, what is up with this video? But our budget for the month of May is $5,200. This is a combination of all of our paychecks for between me and my husband, and then we'll have 0 for variable. So the total for the month for the budget is $5,200, and we are going to do like the 0 base. So like everything is going to be budgeted out to equal to the full $5,200. And the funds for this we already have situated in April because all of our paychecks that we got in April for paycheck 1, 2, 3, and 4, it equals to $5,200. So every time we got paid in the month of April, we always transfer it over to our short-term savings. So when the month starts for May, we already have all the funds. We can just transfer it over and we're good to go. I will be doing those transfers with you guys on camera. I think I'll be having like a new video for like the pre-preparations with all the transfers, just so it's a little bit easier to kind of follow along. But that is where we get all the funds from. And then we'll talk about the variable income more when we set it up for May. I'm definitely all over the place in this video right now. Oh my gosh. But yes, so let's go ahead and set up our first section over here. This is a section that I always say would be the cash envelopes when we do start trying with the cash envelopes. And these are always the same categories. So the first one is eating out. Eating out, we have a budget of $300. Then we have groceries. Groceries budget is $400. We have gas. The gas budget is $125 since that's what we set up for this quarter. Then we have allowance, and this one is $75 for the budget. And then we have Pups and Bean, which is our daughter. That's the nickname we like to call her, and that is $100. And for these estimates, I know I keep saying like we're sticking to what we set up for the quarter. If this is your first video that you're watching and you're new to the channel, well, hello, but let me explain that real quick. This is our second quarter budget from April, May, and June. So we have this set up for April, May, and June combined, and this is the budget that we gave ourselves. So for eating out is $900 because $300 for April, $300 for May, $300 for June. That added up together equals $900. It's essentially all these numbers divided by 3 is our monthly budgets, and that is what our this quarter looks like. We did our first quarter together already, and we also wrapped that up together as well. But I definitely do have other videos setting it up and wrapping up first quarter if you guys are interested in it. But I just wanted to talk about that real quick because I realized I keep talking about it, and some of you guys are probably like, I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, okay, let's go ahead and close this off. And then we're going to go on to the next part. So for over here, these are our fixed, kind of like the miscellaneous other categories. This is what I usually put like the money that we're going to fund our sinking funds, since I do have our sinking funds laid out in a separate category on a separate sheet that we'll set up together. So we have sinking, and then for this quarter we are doing $950 every single month. And then for Ally, we are transferring $100 for this month as well. So let me put this little washi to close this off too. And these are fixed. That's why they are on this side, because these do not change. These are the set amounts that it's going to stay at. While our little cash envelopes over here, this is our budget for ourselves. So we may or may not use it. Of course, the more we don't use, the more we're able to save. So we're going to end up tallying it up at the end to see how much we ended up using from each of those categories. And then now for this last part that we're going to split up, this is, I just realized I took that from the variable, but that's fine because this sheet only has one thin washi, so I just grabbed it from the variable income. But this section down here is where I put all of the bills, because I like to separate out the bills. I like to know how much our bills cost in total, because I like to be able to know that whatever our total is at the bottom for the bills for the month is what we need. Like, of course, having additional funds for eating out, for gas, buying toys and stuff for our baby and our pups and stuff is always good. But just in case if something were to happen, I'll know that down here, these funds, we cannot adjust because of course they're bills, versus these funds up here, we can always kind of like change around and adjust if need be. But talking about the bills, now let's see. So first one we have for variable, these are the bills that tend to change. We have utilities, gas. Our estimate for this one is going to be $100. Then we have utilities, electric, and the estimate for this is going to be $70. Next we have mobile. The estimate for this is $180. And last but not least, we have our holder category. And for this category, it is going to be $8.85. And you guys will see why I have this here later on when I do the calculation. It's really just because I like to have an even number for how much I'm gonna need for bills, since if there's like cents in there, I'm gonna have trouble remembering. But let's lay down the closing little washi. Now let's talk about all of our fixed bills, and we definitely do have quite a bit of fixed bills. So first one's first is mortgage. Our mortgage is currently $2,222. Hopefully escrow doesn't go up again, because it used to not be this number. It used to be a little less, but then whatever happened, our escrow ended up changing, so now it's a little bit more. Our next one is internet. And our internet total is $89.99. This is $10 more than it used to be, but I think this should be like the final number now, and it should not adjust again. The next category we have is student loans for mine and student loans for Dustin. So mine is $180.06. Dustin's is $180.31. We are currently, I talked about this before, but these funds, I am not actually paying student loans. I want to incorporate them into the budget because it's not like they've gone away. We still have student loans, but it's just that they're currently paused. So we are actually saving this money instead of paying it, because right now the interest for student loans is 0%, while our savings account is 3.75%. So we rather just collect the interest. Most likely when student loans returns, we're gonna have to come up with like a game plan to pay it down, and of course I'm definitely going to be sharing that with you guys as well. So I'm assuming we should hear about it in like June or something. So most likely I'll have like a video in June or July regarding that. But that is what the student loans are currently. And then next we have is Netflix. And then of course, you guys definitely don't have to do the same as me. It's just what we prefer to do. I know I could have just like taken it out and then just added it back. But I guess since I've been doing this for so long, just pretending that we still have it, I just kind of, it's just there. But that is for Netflix. And Netflix is $10.59. So is Spotify. Spotify is also $10.59 as well. Spotify very ugly, but we're just gonna have to do. Then we have HOA. HOA is $80.66. I don't know if this is, I hope it doesn't change, but that is for that. Then we have HBO, and this is $16.95. Now I want to talk about which ones come out of credit card. I like to just mark that. So gas comes out of credit card for utilities, gas. Our internet comes out of credit card, so I'm gonna put a C2. Netflix comes out of credit card, so does Spotify. And then also HBO comes out of credit card. So I wanted to put the C's there. I'll talk about why I do that in a second. But meanwhile, let's just total things up. So the total for all of our fixed bills, these numbers do not change. This is the amount that it should be per the bills in the month of May. The total for them is going to be $2,791.15. I just want to write it on here so I didn't have to write it down here instead. But that is what that looks like. Let me actually go down a little bit. All right. And then the total for this one over here for our variable bills, these are just like the estimated numbers that we have. The total is $358.85. If we add these numbers both together, $2,791.15 plus the $358.85, that equals a total of $3,150 that we need for the month of May for all of our bills down here. So that's why I have the holder category, because without this, then it would probably be some random number. Well, minus $8.85, it'd be this number that we would need $3,141.15. But it's just easier for me to remember 3150 is what we need. So we have our estimate, which is at $3,150, and then we'll have our actual at the end of the month. So we'll calculate that later. But let me put down this little calculator. Meanwhile, let me actually draw down the lines. But the reason why I have the C's in here to symbolize which one comes out of credit card is because we do have bills hooked up to credit cards. The reason why is because we're going to have to pay the bill anyway. So we rather just have it hooked up to credit card so we can get 2% cash back on it. And then of course, like we just pay the credit card. This is just what we've been doing for quite some time. So I don't know if numbers have changed or not, but like when we first set up these accounts for which one's going to get paid with credit card, we had to call each company and ask them like if there was any fee, and if there was a fee, what the fee was. Because let's say the fee is like 1%, but we get 2% cash back, then we would still hook it up because we get 1% cash back, if that makes sense. There are some companies that charge like an actual fee, like they charge like a dollar amount or like a 3% fee or something. Of course, in those cases, depending on like the additions, it doesn't make sense to have it set up with a credit card because we would actually be losing money doing that versus gaining money from like the rewards. But that's what we did, and that's why not all of them are hooked up. If we could hook up our mortgage for the 2% cash back, that would be amazing, because that would be like $45, like 40 something dollars a month that we would be getting basically like off or like getting back from our mortgage alone. But yeah, so that is why that's set up that way. I realize I'm very talkative in this video. I feel like I usually don't talk this much during like the monthly setups, but we're here. So let's do these little deco pieces in this little envelope, and then yeah, so that is going to be the May budget portion of this. Now let's do our variable income. I have this money bag, but I'm going to put it for the savings tracker, so I'm going to save this for that. I'm actually going to film the savings video separately. I think I'm going to start filming in general the savings video separately. But yeah, so yeah, I'm going to end up just doing the savings tracker in a separate video. Now let's just do our variable income. So for this spread, we used to be like to the penny about this because we are hourly paid. So like every paycheck can vary by like $1, by a penny or something like that. So I like to write down all of our paychecks in here and put like how much we got for my husband and myself. But because we changed our system to where like we both always just transfer like a given amount, which is $1,300. We kind of just like put $1,300 as the budgeted, and then sometimes if there's overtime or if like, I don't know, we get like a bonus, which is usually just Christmas time, or I don't know, whatever it is, right? We end up getting on-call pay or something, and we decide to transfer more that month for whatever reason, then I can always change the actual to that amount that was adjusted to. But let's lay this down. I really like the spacing that we did last month, so let's try to do this again. All right. And then for cash rewards, I believe I'm going to cash out cash rewards again, maybe next month. I feel like I just did it though. Oh, I did. We cashed out $100 in cash rewards last month. But you know what's crazy? We already have like $75 in cash rewards again. So yeah, we'll probably cash it out in a couple more months once it gets to like another 100. Or maybe we'll just like keep it going. No, I'm going to cash it out so we can collect interest. So that's what we're going to do. But I'm just laying down these dots because this is what we use to kind of take notes about certain things that happen throughout the month. This is just what really works for me and has been working, so I really do like this area. I don't use it like every single month, but I do use it on occasion when there's something that I have to jot down. Like I believe for example, for April, I just use it to talk about our vacation leftovers. It's just like notes like that. But for March, But for March, we definitely did use it a lot to talk about the additional paycheck that we got. We ended up having it go towards funding a certification for my husband. But yes, so that is what these little dots are for down here. I'm going to do the lines real quick and also write down each paycheck real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so I wrote down all the 4 paychecks along with how much from each one that we're budgeting for, since that's what we're going to transfer. In total for all 4 of these is $5,200. That means all the paychecks that's going to be coming in for the month of May, we're going to put aside this amount from every paycheck, just so at the end of the month, that $5,200 that will have accumulated will be our budget for the month of June. So at the beginning of June, we'll have all the funds ready to go. The primary reason why we do this is because a lot of our bills come out at the beginning of the month. Like our mortgage, for example, is a couple thousand. So it's just easy to not have to worry about having the money or not, or waiting for a paycheck. It's something that we've been enjoying. We used to do paycheck budgeting per a paycheck, but like I would be stressed out if I forgot to calculate a paycheck or I did it late. So that's kind of why we changed it to like the budgeting method for the monthly, and it's just been such a game changer for us. So that's why we do it this way. How we got a month ahead is also, it was whatever year it was, we ended up taking some funds out of our savings account, and then we also got tax returns, so we used that money combined to be the next month's budget. So now talking about my paychecks, I don't share my husband's paychecks, but for my paychecks are normally around 15 something, like 1530 something. I like to put the actual in here as 1,500 because that extra $200 difference, since we expected 1,300, that minus the actual, which means we actually got an extra amount of $200 per my paychecks. We transfer this over to savings. So that is what this variable income looks like. So far for the month of May, we'll have $400 extra that we're saving. We're very lucky to be able to save these extra funds, but it's gonna all of these funds are gonna end up getting emptied out when student loans comes around, because how we usually go about paying stuff is we just go hardcore with paying things, and we'll probably end up emptying out our savings account to pay our student loans, is what I'm thinking. I don't know, it really depends on like how the repayment plan is, how interest is going to work, like all of that unknown factors. But whenever that time comes around, I'll definitely have a video up so I can talk to you guys about it. But that was actually really quick because we didn't have to do the savings in this video. It's just smoother for me to just break down the video a little bit more, just so I can edit them in time and get them up for you guys too. And if anything, I'll just have to upload every single day, which works fine with me. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, even though it was different without like the savings setup. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye!